Okay. Let me ask you this, because this is what I always wanted to ask somebody who is really affiliated with the streets. Has the internet killed the streets? And what I mean by that is, because I remember the day when I found out Tupac died, right? The day I found out I was 16 years old. And I remember thinking, damn, I'll never know exactly how Tupac died. There was no internet back then. There was no social media. I was thinking like, damn, I ain't gonna never find out exactly how he died. But now, when a rapper die, it's like you go immediately to YouTube, and if it's not up yet, you just thinking like, damn, somebody got slow internet. You know what I'm saying? So like, has the internet killed the street culture, the street, I guess, principles?
So when you saying the streets, are you saying has the internet killed crime? Because that's all the streets is.
Well, what I mean is, I remember, because I'm not from the streets like whatsoever. You know what I mean? I got homeboys that's from the streets, sure. But I'm not a street dude at all.
What do you mean? What do you mean when you say you're not from the streets? Like, did you come up in poverty?
Somewhat. I mean, I'm from LA. We moved to Westchester, then we moved to San Pedro. So
how old were you when you moved to Westchester?
I was 17.
Where'd you grow up at in LA?
On the east side, Compton Ave and Normandy. I mean, Compton Ave and Nadu.
Oh, then you from the streets?
Formerly.
Oh yeah, you from the streets then. That's the true east. That's like a hop, skip, and a jump from Watts. That's a stone's throw, like the English people say. You from the streets? See, are you saying you didn't commit crimes?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. I never anticipated I never was in gang activity, I could say.
Again, like that's one of them things, man, that's been overstated. I mean, what's gang activity?
Gang activity is, I'm from this hood, you from that hood, and I'm pressing my line. That's gang activity. I'm writing on the walls. I'm going doing shootouts, whatever.
No, is that what you really think? That's how it go?
That's what I think.
So, and it's a serious, like, I have a serious issue with the misunderstanding of what it really is to be from a gang, right? Mm-hmm. In its truest essence, right, it's really a bunch of friends trying to survive in a horrible place, right? In a place that's rooted in poverty. So that means it's rooted in limited resources, limited opportunities. So the gang, that word comes because you're willing to commit a crime, right, to advance your purpose, to advance your agenda. Selling dope is not a part of being a gang member. Mm-hmm. Shooting guns and retaliation is not a part of being a gang member. Those things existed before gangs existed. You know what I'm saying? Before gangs, niggas was shooting guns. Cowboys was shooting guns. Feel me? Before black gangs, drug dealing was happening. Before black gangs, all of this stuff was happening. You know what I mean? You just got, what you had is a bunch of poor people in a place that has limited resources, limited opportunities, fighting over scraps or fighting to protect the only thing they have, which could be this limited amount of resources or reputation being the lowest. You know what I'm saying? That's all you have. So when I hear people talk about it, it's always this weird phase of like, it's some kind of confusion that you sign up to snatch old ladies' purses. And it's like,
that's not what to me, that's not what gangbanging is.
Well, because, you know, you from the cut, right? You grew up in the same culture, right? Mm-hmm. Some niggas go to college. Some niggas play sports and go pro. Some niggas get jobs. Some niggas 1,000 things. You feel me? It's not like you become a gang member. It's like, okay, number one rule, throw away your life. People only group together this way because there's a limited amount of resources and opportunities. If there's a career present anywhere in the vicinity to where they could take care of their family, 9 out of 10 men would choose that route. So when you're saying, like, if you're asking me, have the streets died, are you saying the anonymity of it? Like, it used to kind of have where everybody didn't quite know what was going on. It's not just the internet, right? It's cameras. It's the cameras that people using on their house for security now. What do they call them cameras?
Like the Ring camera.
The Ring cameras and all of these cameras, that's taking some of it away. Really, the streets have moved to social media comments. Like you could learn about a whole situation in the comments of the report because everybody wants to be acknowledged. But again, the same thing that's stimulating gang members to go out and do these things, they're doing them in the comments. When they're expressing rest in peace to this person, when you don't have to tell that to that person, you know what I'm saying? You're not telling that to that person on social media. That person can't even see it. You're doing the same reasons. It's really to make something of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So again, if people don't feel like they can create this economic base for them to get respect and to become somebody, then they'll do it by any means. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like I said, that's bothering me way more than it ever has. That it's just like this misconception of people who just wake up like, let me just ruin my life or let me just go out and trip. It's like, no, the reason they're tripping is they're frustrated. People are frustrated. They don't have something. People are homeless. People don't have opportunity. So they group together. It's the reason why, you go downtown near Skid Row. You feel me? And none of these people live downtown. You know what I mean? None of these people grew up downtown. Thousands of people that didn't ever live downtown, but they was homeless somewhere else and they came to be homeless with other homeless people. You feel me? So again, people tend to group up. I mean, if you grew up in Beverly Hills, maybe you joined the country club. But where we from, you join 7th Street Watch Crip because that's our country club. You go swimming at Mona Park. You feel me? And that's their country club. And every now and then, because motherfuckers is so poor and they don't have a ton of value for life, that they fight with each other over the limited resources, maybe over a public pool because they feel like somebody is, taking some of the girls, and this is the only thing that make them feel like a man, the girls, you know what I'm saying? So it's just such a misunderstanding, and it's frustrating to hear other Black folks, like, we all know, like you like, no matter if you say you're not from the streets, you from the streets. If you went outside and played, you played in the streets.
Yeah.
You didn't get to go to the country club. Feel me? You didn't really play in just your backyard. If you played basketball, you probably played basketball at Drew. Feel me? And you ran into other niggas who was from different neighborhoods and they still might have treated you like you was from over there. And if those guys was mad because you gave them 20 points in that game and you done dunked on somebody, hit a 3, and they got mad because they were frustrated and they didn't know how to express that. So they tried to fight you, 3 or 4 of them. And the guys you grew up with stood up for you. That's gangbanging. In the simplest instance, that's how it starts. And then somebody mad they lost the fight, then so somebody shoot because they're really fucked up, because their whole existence is fucked up. Something is going on, they have no value for life. So then they shoot one of your friends because y'all won the fight. And then your friends who don't have anything to look forward to want to give retaliation in your name. And they feel like this nigga killed my friend, that I know his mother, I know his brothers, I know his father. You know what I mean? I need to get vengeance for him, and willing to throw their life away to make sure you are avenged at that point. You are avenged at that point. So it's not this, really unique thing. It just comes across that way. Gangbanging didn't invent anything. Black gangs didn't invent anything. We're a product of any other poor place, feel me, that poor people are. Especially where capitalism is the system, so you have to look at a bunch of people have a ton more than you do, and you feel you deserve it, and you want to just be somebody. That's all it is.
Yeah, because I got a bunch of homeboys that that are from gangs. You know what I'm saying? I understand exactly why they in the gang. It's just because that's where they parents lived. You know what I mean? That's where they grew up from. And they lived with the same dudes who they now running with. Those are their friends. So I get that part. I guess my question is, like you said, the anonymity of the streets. Whereas like, I feel like a lot of people that participate in criminal activity run to the internet and tell everything. Like before, it was none of that. It was like, it was a code that you followed where it was like, and I know some gangbangers that's probably like, oh, like probably either my age or maybe a little older, they even scared of cameras. They scared to get on and talk about even the smallest thing. But now I see more and more people getting on camera where they willing to divulge all their criminal activity. I'm like, what part of the game is this? When did this come into play where people just get on the internet and talking? And so
so I get your point. But see, that's the thing. It's always been something that people have boasted about if they don't have anything to really, if they don't have nothing to lose, then they've always done that. You know what I mean? Like, if you write your name on a fucking wall and cross out somebody else's game, you know, maybe the stranger in Nebraska didn't know that happened, but everybody from around our way knew what happened. When Tupac got killed, he got shot rather, we all knew who did it. Like in real time, the same day, November like 7th, we knew who did it. We knew what happened. Again, within the culture itself, everybody kind of claims their shit because you want that respect. You want that fear factor because you're really trying to get people to not try you. You're really trying to get people to really put respect on who you are and your existence. So maybe some people getting money and some people shooting guns. So even today, when I look at it, you know what I'm saying, and I'm watching people do certain things on the internet or in the comments, right? The difference is they're doing it because that's where everybody is now. Everybody's in the comments, right, of some post about some violent situation or some gang shit. So all the activity, the streets, the comments and social media are the new walls. They're the new neighborhood walls that you write on. So you got niggas writing everything. You know, you got niggas having a bio that's public. You know, some niggas is private, some niggas is public, and they're trying to represent it and become somebody that people from other places around the community know exists. They just want you to know their existence is a real thing. And, you know, there's something, they're special. So they go through so many different hurdles just so you can know they exist. And at times to their own detriment. But again, it's not far-fetched for human beings to do this. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you dangle a carrot in front of them and they're starving. You know what I'm saying? Some of these situations are way deeper than everybody can understand. You know what I mean? And some are just silly. You know what I'm saying? Some are just driven by, you know, again, it still goes to a desire to be relevant, a desire to be acknowledged. You know, people live a very, you know, like a life without being acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? So they want people to know they exist. It's really important. You know what I'm saying? For human beings, that's why we group together in the first place.
Yeah.
So I just, like I said, I think I've heard people say that, like, oh, you know, the streets are a myth or it's a code. The thing about like not telling is it's an accountability code. It's no code. You don't sign a moral agreement that this just has to happen. It's being a man and being accountable for your own actions and not throwing another human being under the bus because you don't want to be accountable for your own actions. That's not a black gang code or street code. That's a criminal code. Before there were streets, before there were black gangs, these specific ideas and concepts existed way before that. You know what I mean? Like they have a thing called omerta in the mafia, which existed way before black gangs. Feel me? The police, shut the fuck up. Be accountable for your own shit. That's the only thing men ask of men. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing men ask of men. You know what I mean? If you in the midst of committing a crime.
Thank you for tapping in with us. In order to see more clips like this, check out this video here or check out this one here.